Hello and welcome to the Front Office Podcast. I'm your host, Marcus Cameron. And as always, our show is sponsored by Tees and Trees Clothing. Tees and Trees is where we stand on business. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you're checking into the show, man. We appreciate the check-in. Thank you for all the new subscribers. If you are not currently a subscriber, please make sure you like, share, comment, and follow. Also, if you are already a subscriber, make sure you click on the alerts button so you can get your content first. Hope everybody's had a good couple of weeks. I think it's been about a week and a half since the NBA Finals. Shout out to the OKC Thunder, man. They were great. They were great. We're going to get into that. We're going to talk about some Caitlin Clark and WNBA, Angel Reese, and we're going to speak on some NBA free agency. But as you can see, I'm rocking a little swag from my son's college, Atlanta track and field, as well as cross country. Went up for a quick, or not a quick, I say an orientation. It's like 2 days. It was dope. I actually, me and my wife came away feeling a lot better about our son leaving for the first time, going off to college. But buying supplies is crazy. I'm going to have to definitely start selling meth or some shit like that, man. But let's get to the show, man. All right, let's talk about it, man. OKC Thunder defeated the Indiana Pacers 4-3. Came down to game 7. My man Tyrese Halliburton went down with a horrific ACL injury. I mean, it didn't put a damper on what OKC did. I'll say that. It didn't put a damper, but it did put a damper on the mood, the spirit of the game. He came out hot. I think he hit his first 3 threes. And then after that, I mean, it just kind of deflated the team. You know, TJ McConnell still played well. Obi Toppin was shit. Siakam was decent. Naismith was okay. Nembhard played pretty good. Turner played all right. But, you know, when you lose your star player like that, man, it's just hard to bounce back from that. And you got to give all the credit in the world to OKC. Gilgeous-Alexander was amazing throughout the entire series. He earned every MVP, every hype they throwing behind him, he's earned it. I don't care what nobody say. You know what I'm saying? The big contract that he just got, yeah, he earned that. He's a young guy, stuck with the process, man. He started off in L.A., got over to OKC with the Paul George trade, and just they kept grinding away. You got to give that organization a lot of credit. Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, I think proved that it has arrived as far as one of the elite players in the NBA. For sure, I think you got to put his name up there. But with the free agency coming up, things are about to change the landscape, man. But shout out to OKC for winning that chip. That's crazy. That's a good look. Never won one, first time in franchise history, man. So shout out to them. Great season. Great season by the Pacers. Not such a great offseason so far. Let's get into NBA free agency, man. NBA free agency so far has started off with a bang. No pun intended. But it has started off with a bang. We'll stay with the Pacers. Miles Turner, in a very shocking move, signed with the Milwaukee Bucks today. I think it was like 4 years, $104 million or some shit like that. Anything over 100, I kind of lose count. But in order to do that, the Bucks waived Damian Lillard. This has been a very hot topic today, I would say. Very hot topic today. If you're the Bucks, I'm not understanding what is it that you're seeing that you don't believe that Damian Lillard can come back after this year and help that team. Reportedly, Giannis is very, very upset about it. There's a lot of sports pundits and analysts talking about, saying things like, oh, I don't know why he's upset. I'd be upset too, bro. You asked me to go to war with Kuzma, Gary Trent Jr., Kevin Porter Jr., and Miles Turner. No offense to those players. No offense to them. But none of them are Damian Lillard. Not one of them. Miles Turner was literally the third option on his team, and they just went to the finals. He was the third option. So it's basically like an upgrade of Brook Lopez, who signed with the Clippers today. Milwaukee has to have another move. They have to have some free agents in mind because you're going to need something else. I just don't see you being in that top 4 echelon in the East with these signings so far. But a team that I'm very interested in and been following very closely is the Detroit Pistons. Detroit Pistons, that front office for the last 2, I'd say 3 years, has been doing a damn good job and very underrated. Starting with hiring their coach, Kenny Atkinson. I mean, not Atkinson. I'm sorry. What is his name, man? It'll come to me. It'll come to me. I promise. If not, I'll edit it and put his picture and name up there. But this guy completely changed that culture over there. Completely changed the culture. It started with him. He got his star player in Cade Cunningham to buy in. Jaden Ivey got hurt this year. One of those ACL injuries. Signed Dennis Schroeder at the All-Star break to make sure you got another ball handler. And they made a decent run. I thought they gave New York all they could handle. But they got better. Signing Duncan Robinson, Caris LeVert. I'm pretty sure they got a Paul Reed signed with them, backup center to Duran. Probably going to end up letting go Isaiah Stewart unless he's willing to take like a vet minimum or something like that. But they are filling that roster. It's just little gradual moves. And when you're one of those teams that are in the playoffs, sometimes it's not about going and mortgaging off the whole future just for one player. Unless that one player is a generational talent like Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant signed with the Rockets or traded from the Phoenix Suns to the Rockets for Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, and some second-round picks. We talked about this on the Hot Seat podcast. Y'all make sure y'all check out that podcast as well. Shout out to the guys, Twan, E.A. Smith, Drew, the Parlay Prince, and my man Harold Night Shift Ned. It's a fun 4-person panel, and we talk about different topics and things of that nature. But back to my point about Houston, I was saying on that particular show, I didn't really care for the trade at first, just because I felt like you got better. I would say you got better by getting Kevin Durant, obviously, but Kevin Durant only has a certain amount of time left, and I feel like you traded away your future. You traded away second-round picks. Dillon Brooks, I could deal without him, but Jalen Green, he didn't have the greatest playoff run so far, but that's a very, very young kid. That's a very talented young kid. I don't know. They just read up Jabari Smith. I think he signed like a 4-year, $100 million contract. They still got Sagoon. They still got Van Fleet. The young boy, what's my man name? The Thompson twins. Amen, or I forget which one it is. Thompson. Great player. We'll see how it shakes out. They got a great coaching staff. They're rebuilding their culture over there as well. So I'm a backpedal a little bit on my comments. I'm gonna wait and see. Oh, and they also signed Dorian Finney-Smith, so from the Lakers. So they are trying to build a very solid team. Looks like their front office has a vision, a plan, and I think that's what it comes down to, man. A lot of these teams don't have a vision or a plan. They just sign them motherfuckers because they got some money. You know what I mean? Like, literally just sign them motherfuckers. Like, you can talk your way through it and try to say, oh, well, yeah, he helps the team. But it's like, is that really the best guy you can get? That's kind of how I feel about the Milwaukee Bucks. The New York Knicks, I thought so far, Jordan Clarkson, great sign. I think they're waiting for his buyout from Utah, and he'll probably sign with them. Probably cap friendly. That's another good one-on-one player that you can get. You get into those playoff moments. You don't have to just depend on Brunson creating a shot. Mikal Bridges, as good as he is, I'm not sure if I want him with the ball in the middle of the floor trying to create a shot. Coming off screens and doing the things that he does well, absolutely. But just going out there and getting the bucket, I'm not saying he can't do it. I've seen him do it. I've seen him hit a lot of buckets, but it's how it's generated for me. And I think signing a guy like Jordan Clarkson takes the pressure off Brunson a little bit more. The Minnesota Timberwolves spend a lot of money. They spent a lot of money. Julius Randle, 3 years, $100 million. Naz Reid, 5 years, $125. They did not re-sign Nickeil Alexander. I'm very curious to see if that is because you believe in Dillingham and the other young fella that played a little bit this year, or you have another move or somebody that you want to sign. Because it was all reported that they were interested in getting Kevin Durant. But I think once it found out they weren't getting Kevin Durant, or maybe it wasn't even true that they were trying to get Kevin Durant, they gave up the bag. They gave up the bag. The Lakers haven't signed anybody. The Lakers have not signed anybody. Excuse me. I don't even know my man's name, but I'm not even saying he's a bad player. I never heard of him. But apparently that was their one of their solutions to their big man problem. I'm almost positive this is not the starter that you're signing. The guy from the Kings, 2 years, $13 million. Now, the rumor or the buzz around the league is that DeAndre Ayton is available. And let me tell you what I think about DeAndre Ayton. I think DeAndre Ayton, not having any problems, any ego issues that have been reported, because I don't know this for sure. I'm not going to say that man has an ego problem. I'm not in the locker room. But it has been reported that he's not the greatest locker room guy. He likes to complain a lot. Yeah, bro, that's going to have to be a come to Jesus moment. Between J.J. Redick, LeBron James, and Luka Doncic, ain't going to be much complaining for you, champ. It's not going to be no much complaining over you. So either you're going to get in line or you're going to get the fuck on. So we'll see how that works out. I'm expecting some more trades, honestly. Bradley Beal is still on the market. I know he's got a no-trade clause, but Phoenix does not. They absolutely do not want Bradley Beal, and he doesn't want to be there. They got to make some kind of move to get him out of there. There's a few other good free agents out there. Orlando, I thought, has done a great job in free agency. They got Bane. I believe they signed Tyus Jones, good point guard, very good point guard to go with a very young team. Orlando's getting good as well. Cleveland lost Ty Jerome. You lost Careless Levert. You're on the clock. Cleveland is on the clock right now. You need to make a move. They got Lonzo Ball. They got Lonzo Ball, but listen, Lonzo hasn't been healthy in 3 years, man. And I'm not saying he's not healthy now. I hope he is. I like Lonzo Ball. I think he's a very quality player. But you just lost Ty Jerome and Careless Levert. I'm not sure Lonzo replaces both of them. Now, if Lonzo comes out and has a career, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He definitely replaces that. But we shall see. There's a big but there. But I want to switch over real quick to the WNBA. Switching gears to the WNBA, man, they had a Commissioner's Cup tonight. Indiana Fever, one of my favorites, actually beat the Minnesota Lynx, who I personally think is the best team in the WNBA. They beat them pretty good, too, without Caitlin Clark. Now, just from me watching the game, and let me just say this, I absolutely love the WNBA. I love watching the WNBA. I am a fan. Those women play hard every night. They are playing with passion. I love the chippiness. I hate the refereeing. I absolutely hate the refereeing, and I hate some of the storylines going along right now, but I do love the WNBA, man. It is super entertaining. It definitely gets me through the summer, for sure. But in that game, from what I saw, I thought Indiana played really good defense, and I thought Minnesota just didn't shoot the ball well. Nafisa Collier is one of my favorite players. I watch her a lot, and she missed, shots that she just normally makes. I think she was like 6 for 18 or 6 for 19 or some shit like that. Courtney Williams didn't shoot the ball well. Kayla McBride wasn't very involved. Heidemann. I forget the other young lady that plays down low, but Lana Smith had a decent game, but they just didn't shoot the ball well. But you got to credit Indiana. Indiana played really good defense. Aaliyah Boston, her and Collier got a little chippy in the fourth quarter. It's a lot on the line. It means more. It's not like the in-season tournament for the NBA, which I enjoy, but it's not that way in the WNBA. They get an extra check. They need that extra check. They want that extra check. And I know that the NBA guys want the check, but there's a difference between making $5 million a year and getting $100,000 a check to $70,000 and however much the WNBA ladies got for the winning the Commissioner's Cup. So shout out to the Indiana Fever, man. They are a really good team. They are a really good team. They win a lot of games without Caitlin. They know how to play without her. I'm a fan of Stephanie White. I think she is probably one of the best coaches in the WNBA, behind Becky Hammond, the lady from the New York Liberty. She's right up there. And I think she's got what she wants. They very look very similar defensively to the Connecticut Sun last year, who were coached by Stephanie White, except they have more offensive punch. They have more shooters. Alyssa Thomas is great, but I think offensively, Aaliyah Boston is a better player. And then you got Natasha Howard. Mitchell is great. The young lady Ari McDonald, shout out to her. She has been out here basically playing not if you know you're going to make the team, got cut, came back because of DeWanna Bonner leaving. Shout out to Ari McDonald. Shout out to her, man. Shout out to Angel Reese. Angel Reese has put together a very, very good stretch of games. It's not going to quiet the haters. It's not going to quiet the people who don't like you. But I'm happy to see her progressing past that. I'm happy to see her being confident. She looks great. She looks great playing, double doubles. I think it's like 4 straight games with 15 plus rebounds. Yeah. And they've been winning games. They haven't won them all. The team is missing Cardoza, which is a big piece of what they're trying to do. I just think their guard play is just very, very inconsistent. I think it's going to be hard for them to make the playoffs. I think it's going to be really hard for them to make the playoffs. But with Angel Reese playing the way she can, if she can carry them, she can keep them even, they might be able to sneak in. One other storyline from the WNBA was Aaliyah Edwards is being shopped by the Washington Mystics, which is kind of surprising to me. I love Kiki. I think Kiki's great, and I think the young lady that plays behind her is really good. But Aaliyah Edwards is a dog, and y'all can't find a role for her? I think it's a mistake. I think it's a mistake, but, if you can get more depth at the guard spot because they're missing their number 1 pick. I think she tore her ACL in practice or something like that. So if you can get another guard, I've heard Dallas, they traded Alyssa Smith to Vegas, so they have an opening down there, and you put her with Paige. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea for Dallas. I'm not sure how that works out for Washington, but Washington has been very good. Golden State has been extremely good. That is a very surprising team. Phoenix has been very solid. Watch out for Phoenix in that West. They have been very solid. So I'm excited about the WNBA season, man. I'm very excited about it, and I can't wait to see what the ladies do for the rest of the season, man. But it's going to be my last show solo. It's going to be my last show solo. I'm not cutting the program off right here. I got one little rant I got to get off my chest, and I'm checking out for the summer, man. Like I alluded to in the beginning, in the opening, my son's going off to college. I want to spend as much time with him as possible before he makes that major move. Happy for him, but, I definitely want to get my summer break. And I'll be back for football season, and me and Katie will drop a few episodes when we got some big stuff going on in WNBA. But my real page will still be up with Instagram, High Skies Visions. Make sure you guys follow that page. But we're going to go into this ring culture and this LeBron debate shit real quick. I just got to get it off my chest. So Ryan Clark decided he wanted to throw his hat into the ring in regards to LeBron's comments about ring culture. And he had this to say.
Because LeBron has curated his career around ring culture. Because if he didn't, LeBron James never goes to South Beach. He went to South Beach because he understood that as individually dominant as he was nothing without those rings. And the fact that...
Now, let me start off by saying I like Ryan Clark. I'm a fan of Ryan Clark. When he first started on ESPN, I'm like, yo, he's got a future. He knows the game. He talks well. Very vibrant personality. I wholeheartedly disagree with what you're saying in this comment. I wholeheartedly disagree. And I'm going to tell you right now, the only people who agree with you is members of the media and people who don't like LeBron. You don't like the messenger. And I have a problem with that. That doesn't make the message not true. Now, one time during that interview did he say rings don't matter. And here's another thing that absorbs him from that. He has 4. He's not trying to collect enough to pass Jordan. It'd be nice. It'd be nice to pass Jordan. It would. Kobe, it would have been nice to pass Jordan. All he's saying is the ring shouldn't define the actual player's legacy. It adds to it. It does. I agree. It has to add to it. It has to add to it. But it doesn't define you. That's all he's saying, bro. That's all he's saying. So this whole, he didn't collect. Well, if you have a problem with him going to Miami, then why did he say this in 2013?
Doesn't always define someone's career. If that's the case, then I would sit up here and say I would take Russell over Jordan, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't take Russell over Jordan. Russell has 11 rings. Jordan has 6. Or I'd take Robert Horry over Kobe. I wouldn't do that. So, but it's your own personal opinion. Rings does not define someone's career. You look at guys.
That's the same exact shit, Ryan. He literally said exactly what he said in 2013 when he was on the Heat that he said in 2025. And all he's saying is there are other great players. He plays football. Ryan Clark, he plays football. It's such bullshit to go out here and say, he didn't lift his team to a win like Tom Brady. That's fucking horse shit. And y'all have been falling for this shit forever. There is no such thing as a GOAT in team sports. Tom Brady can be and should be considered the greatest quarterback of all time. He is not the greatest football player of all time, bro. That's impossible. Which tackle did he make? Which interception did he make? Which time did he rush the ball besides when he was ducking and hiding from Strahan in the Super Bowl? He's the greatest quarterback. I wholeheartedly believe in a GOAT team. If you want to say Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time, if you want to say Emmitt Smith is the greatest running back of all time, it's no different in basketball. It's a team fucking sport. Y'all have fallen for this fucking media argument shit and you eat it up. And because it's sexy. If I say there's no such thing as a GOAT, but there should be a GOAT team, see, that's not as sexy. It doesn't cause as many arguments and debates, spark so much interest because it's easy to put together a GOAT team. You know what I mean? Like, I can pretty much give you one just off the top of my head. Don't hold me to it. Greatest point guard of all time, Magic Johnson. Greatest two guard of all time, Michael Jordan. Greatest small forward of all time, LeBron James. Greatest power forward of all time, Tim Duncan. Greatest center, in my opinion, in my humble personal opinion, is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I want to go Shaq, but I can't ignore Cap's resume. I can't ignore that resume. 1 in 2 different places, 6 championships, 6 MVPs. And he was the leading scorer before LeBron broke his record. I'm not ignoring that resume. Shaq is I think that's 1A, 1B. Same thing with Kobe and Mike. I think that's 1A and 1B. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand it either. I don't understand why people are so obsessed. And I'm going to tell you what really bothers me. What really bothers me, it'd be motherfuckers that actually play basketball. It'd be motherfuckers that actually play basketball. You didn't have to play at a high, at a D1 or the NBA level to understand that sometimes the best player doesn't win. Sometimes the absolute best player on the field, on the court, doesn't win because his teammates, unfortunately, didn't let him down. They just weren't a better team. That's what's being spotted right here, and what's not being liked it's not being liked by the media because of the fact that it takes away the narrative. It takes away the narrative that you have to be this person's fan or a fan of this person, and that's it. And that's it. Like, low IQ people in basketball bother me. I don't even argue with you. I don't debate on Facebook or none of that shit. None of that shit. Because you can't say Tracy McGrady is your favorite fucking player who did not accomplish the ultimate thing and then use rings to define who's the GOAT. I don't care if you have Michael Jordan as your GOAT. I don't care that you have Kobe Bryant as your GOAT. I don't give a fuck. That's great. Good for you. You have an opinion. You should be able to express that opinion. But to act like it's not a fucking conversation is disrespectful, and it proves to me that you have low basketball IQ. I'm sorry, in any way, shape, or form, you are a low basketball IQ person if you don't think that LeBron James, Kobe Bryant are in the discussion or very arguably GOATs by y'all standards. That and it's like weird energy. It's like, oh, that weird community that likes LeBron. What do you mean weird, nigga? Like, I grew up watching basketball. I understand the game. I understand that it doesn't have to look like this guy to win. It can look like this. And it's going to look like something we've never seen before later on down the road. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it is the most frustrating thing in the world to listen to a motherfucker who has no basketball IQ try to break down a conversation that makes absolutely no sense. The GOAT conversation is maybe the dumbest shit ever created, and it was done by the media, and y'all keep following that shit up. There is no GOAT, bro. There's no such thing as a fucking GOAT. You can't be a GOAT in a team sport. You can't be. Not when other players affect how you come out on the top as far as winning and losing. There's no way. There's absolutely no way, man. But that's my rant. I'm gone. This your boy Polo. Front Office Podcast, Tees and Trees, the clothing line. We are on summer vacation, man. Y'all be safe this summer. Have a great time. I will be back sooner than later. Not giving you a date. Peace.